Hey everybody, I'm Neil Ronahan here for Nintendo World Report TV, and we are talking about the games that we loved in 2015. So what we did is we talked amongst ourselves here at the staff here at Nintendo World Report, and we came up with 10 games that came out last year in North America that are our favorites. And with me is Donald Terrio to talk about Affordable Space Adventures, Napnock Games' Wii U eShop game that came out back in the spring. Donald, how do you feel about this game that made our Games We Loved top 10?
It's in my own personal top 10 as well. I actually think it's the greatest co-op experience that I've ever had in a game.
Yeah, I mean, I first experienced this game back at PAX East this year, and I played it with Zach Miller, our staff member at Nintendo World Report, and we played it for a very long time, like 45 minutes. We actually played through like a good third of the game during that press appointment, because it was like a couple weeks before it came out. And I loved every second of it. Talked to Zach after that. He hated it. So it's a little divisive, but I think if you get into this game and it clicks with you, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's trying to keep track of how the controls are going to work with it. That's a little rough to start, but once you and your partner get into the groove, you're into almost like a survival horror mentality where, oh god, what's around the next corner? What's in this next room that we're going to face? And the only thing I have to advise is just keep your troll out of it and you'll be fine.
And but I feel like the trolling aspect is something that almost adds another layer of fun to this game. For people who don't know, you use the gamepad. You can do it where you just use the gamepad and play it single player. But I would say the optimal way to play is probably with two people. You can play it with three. But when you play with two players, one person has the gamepad and they have all this stuff to do on the touchscreen, and then the other person controls the ship. If you have a third person in there, then the third person controls the light, which is used for different things, different puzzles in the game. If you are that third person, life's kind of boring. You can, however, set off like an ambulance siren, which is very fun if you're drunk and trolling, which is the spot that I was in when I played a large chunk of this game with two of my good friends.
Ooh, they stuck you on siren duty, because I know I was the gamepad for the entire run, and it's probably one of the better uses of the gamepad that we've had this year, and given some of the games that we're talking about tonight, that's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, by far, I can't really think of a more interesting use of the gamepad on the Wii U, just because it takes advantage of like everything cool about it. It's like everything you could have wanted when you heard about, okay, so you're going to have this touchscreen in front of you and then have this thing up on the TV. Like, it's not just in a DS way, it's in a Wii U way that it uses the gamepad, which is, I think, kind of brilliant.
Yeah, and when you're on the controls, sure, you have to be the one to feather it just a little bit, just to get that perfect amount of thrust that you need to get through the speed trap without getting blasted to bits by something.
And that's, I mean, you do get blasted to bits quite a bit in this game, or sometimes you just lose all power, which is kind of annoying and fun at the same time. But there's one thing that kind of struck me while playing this game, is that you are not causing any destruction, you are not being violent, your goal is to just kind of survive, which, in a world where a lot of games out there are very much like, okay, here's something, shoot it, kill it. You're not really trying to kill anything, you're just trying to get through, get by. And, I mean, that was something that kind of struck me throughout the entire game. And I guess, kind of on that note, the style of this game is wonderful, because it has, it kind of has, like, this, I'm trying to think of the words for it, like this kind of, like, playful aesthetic, like, it's something that you would, like, find in the back of in front of you in an airplane that will tell you the emergency exits, like, that kind of, like, jokiness, and it carries throughout the game, is that it's like, oh, here's this luxury spacecraft, you can go on a vacation, and oh no, everything went wrong.
And in the ending, how the company has basically buckered off to God knows where.
Yeah.
That I legitimately wanted to sue them when I was done with this game.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. Like, I love that conceit of the game. And I actually have from back at PAX East. They made physical versions of that manual. It's in the it's the online manual. It's the digital manual that comes packed with the game. and they made a few physical copies of that, and it's really charming. Did you play any of the DLC?
I never got around to it, unfortunately. It came out at a really bad time for me. But I that's something there's a theme here where I'm going to be wanting to go back to a lot of stuff, but this is definitely one thing I want to go back and try the added content.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to playing the DLC sometime in 2016, but even just by itself, Affordable Space Adventures is one of our favorite games of 2015 here at Nintendo World Report and Nintendo World Report TV. Go check out the other 9 games that made the list, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.